So, extended family, it's official Happy New Year. We had our Chinese New Year and celebrated on Sunday, and we want to extend that to all of you. I hope you've been doing your feng shui and clearing all your clutter and looking at the energy in your body and the bagua, the energy of your homes and your offices and your finances and your relationships and your colons, and doing some clearing. So I did a lot of good clearing this year, and I bought myself lots of flowers to kind of with the little Diwali tradition too, to replace cluttered stuff with flowers. So it was really beautiful. So here's the quiz. It's the year of the, yay, you all got it right. It's the year of the dog, and how many of you are dogs? Yay, you have a couple dogs. You're definitely a dog. So what I always tell my students when we get ready to practice the new year, or to do practice within the new year, is to whatever that animal or mystic creature is that year, is to try to embody or to embrace their good qualities as a way of kind of another focus of intention for the year. So each year, each animal has something different for us to really practice or train or grow or expand. Or so what are the good qualities of the dog that we would want to try to embrace this year, all of us celebrating the year of the dog? The dog's kind of fun because it literally is like knowing a dog is knowing the qualities of the people that are dogs. What are they? Loyalty. Very forgiving. So if you're like, didn't come home or something, and you see the dog, or you came home late or something, they're just as happy to see you, right? They're just like, oh, I love you.
How about unconditional love?
Yes, very much unconditional love, yeah. Doesn't matter what, right? They just love you. They're so excited and happy. And what else? They're very courageous, too. That's one of the qualities of a dog, is that they're very courageous, and that they're very clever. Most dogs are very clever, and of course friendly and loyal and loving. And so one of the things that I was thinking about my two dogs, and I think one of the things that I love about them, that I try to aspire to be more like them, is they can be so intense and so courageous. Like, if someone is walking up the hill, they are going to protect the house. And Taya goes and gets her big frog, and Sasha, and they go to the window and they bark, 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 like, get away from here. They're so courageous and then protecting. But then literally 1 minute later, they're like laying in the sun, right? They don't hold on to that tension. They go right back to, and what's what we talked about, they go right back into the parasympathetic state where, like, life is good, I'm sleeping, like, I was intense and now I'm relaxed. So I think it's a really beautiful quality that we can all try to embrace more this year, is that, because of course I always say to you guys, if you're healthy, if you are truly vibrantly healthy, you are being chased by tigers, and you're falling in love, and you're having your heart broken. Those are like how we're designed, but in all that, we have to modulate back to being calm and peaceful and resting and all that good stuff. A lot of the reasons why a large number of human beings and Americans have trouble sleeping at night is because we can't, like the dog, go back to that state of just letting everything go. That's all done now. I already protected the house, right? So now I can just sleep. So just putting that in everyone's mind to try to think about, that's what we're going to try to embrace. So there was a deity in China called Erlang, and he had a very loyal wolfhound. And this wolfhound's job was to kill the monsters. That was his job in his tradition. So again, the dogs are protectors in that way too. But so the wolfhound made me think of one of my favorite stories that Lama Surya Das in Buddha Is As Buddha does a great job of interpreting the story. And so I want to read this to you guys this morning as part of your Chinese New Year, and invite all of you to use this as kind of, on Sunday we did our puja here, so those of you in our extended family are welcome to light candles that represent setting your intention for the new year, what you want to bring, some goals, and then also also to hold a candle or to get some fresh, flowers that will represent your gratitude. So whenever we do our ceremony, our tradition, we always start with gratitude. This whole year, what I'm grateful for, what was hard, but what I was still want to be grateful for, and then move into what are my intentions for this year. And then I'm giving you this lovely little story to think of, maybe one of ways that you could see your intentions. So this story is a very famous story, actually, about the Cherokee elder and his grandson. A Cherokee elder was instructing his grandson about a battle that goes on inside every human being. He said to the young man, "The battle is between two wolves. One wolf is slothful, cowardly, vain, arrogant, full of self-pity, sorrow, regret, envy, and anger. The other wolf is diligent, courageous, humble, benevolent, full of compassion, joy, empathy, and faith." Then there was a silence, and the grandson thought about the two wolves for a moment, and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" And the Cherokee elder replied, "The one you feed." So I felt like this was a beautiful story about wolves, about dogs, and about, for each of us, like how we every day make little bitty choices, sometimes big choices, but oftentimes just throughout the day, little bitty choices of which wolf we're going to feed. So I think it's a beautiful intention for us to set this year, of kind of making up your mind about, hey, which wolf do I want to feed this year? You know, and notice if you tend to be in certain situations like the wolf you don't want to be, like how you can feed the other wolf. And then we'll end with a beautiful poem by Mary Oliver. And actually I used this quote throughout the years, but a lot this past year as we were talking about loving big. And but this quote is at the end of a larger poem, so I wanted to read the entire poem to you guys this morning. So with poetry, I like if you would consider closing your eyes and just seeing how the poem speaks to you. It's words that are veiled, and we sort of unveil them ourselves, and what it means to you is different than what it might mean to the person next to you, or what it means to you today might be different than what it meant to you a year ago. This summer day, who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaw back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she shifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do not know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. This year, 2018, we celebrate the year of the dog. Ask yourself, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Ask this question every morning and throughout your day. I wish each of you a happy new year. May you spend your moments and days well, making the most of your one wild and precious life. Namaste.